Oh, hi there guys, back for another quickie. This will probably just go out on its own. I was going to do it as part of the all in a day's work, or two. Yep, okay, at least they're not biting me. I've got the insect repellent on my feet. Don't know which video will come first, we'll sort that out later. But what I'm doing, a quick show here, and I have to thank whoever idea this is. I stole it off, basically. So, you know, whoever did come up with this idea, thank you very much. I'm saying that now, I haven't given it a try yet, because obviously I'm still making it. But what I've made here is a bubble grinding jig. So I'll start off here, and this is the first part. Now, basically, this, to buy it is rather expensive. I didn't really have the money, especially considering I don't know if it'll work and how well it will do. But what I bought are two of these little brackets, which were for fixing things on. I bought two of these, about 15 cents each, so 8 pence. They already had holes. I've widened the holes. That's to take a butterfly nut. I'll show you in a minute. This was just a little bubble. It was a couple of dollars or something like that. Shorten the ends down. Good big dollop of araldite in there. What did I use? I used the sanding block I used for my scales to get a nice flat top on here. Give it a really good rub to rough it up and everything. Bob the araldite on. Leave it overnight. The other part I've got clamped on here because I've had that clamped overnight. Same sort of thing again, but this one, got the old greaseproof paper, which isn't really supposed to stick to araldite, but it does sometimes. And what this one is, like I said, it's exactly the same again. It's another little 15 cents angle piece. Widened one of the holes, ready for the bolt. Give it a good clean up, and a little magnet. You get little packs of these from something like Bunnings for not a lot of money, unless if you've got one lying around. I didn't. Well, I did have one, but I use it for something else. And then basically you've got that. Now the idea here is by using the bolt, which I will do, and I'll show you here. The bolt, and I've got one of those little, you know, the little split washers that acts as like a little spring tensioner. I've got one for each side, one for the inside, one for the out. It goes here. Then basically you put the two clamps together like this. So you've got your magnet and your clamp, so it looks like that. Yep. And we'll put the bolt through from the inside. There's one. Oops, magnet stuck in. There we got one, two. So you've got the bolt going through like this. Then another little washer on the top. And the butterfly bolt, which probably won't go on now just to make me into a fibber, but I did, after I cut this down to a reasonable size, I cleaned off the thread so this would go on, and it went on first time when I checked it, and of course it won't go on now I'm on camera. Swap that around. Do it right-handed, I might get on there. There we go, it's on. Now, basically, the idea with this, once you've got the clamp on like this, here, is that what you do is you get your piece of steel and that you clamp that onto your piece of steel. And here I want to put earlier. So if that's your knife blank, that magnet holds it on here. Probably just blade probably from here down, so that will be the blade, and the handle as you're holding it here to grind. Then the idea is that by setting, just tightening that up a bit, there we go, and then what you can do is you can do, well, whatever it is you've got, whether it's you know, I've got a magnetic angle checker. I've also got, you can buy quite cheaply like a little compass, not compass, set square, can't remember the name of them, you know, with an arm on it, and you can actually set the angle to that. So you put one piece against here, and then the other one, the angle arm, then would sit across the top, and that allows you to set this to whatever angle it is that you want to grind to. So as you can see here, I can just take it to whatever angle I want. So for argument's sake, find a quite high bevel, you might set that to just 5 degrees off, and then obviously when you're grinding you keep that below you, so you're looking down on it, which you should be looking down on the top of your work anyway, not at the front of it. You should be looking down onto the top of the edge that you're grinding, so you can see exactly where it's contacting the platen and how it's going against the work. So as you're looking down, and then just keep glancing over at wherever, you know, that you've got the bubble. So I'd be looking here. So that's how I'll be working it. Now it is, you just tilt that until you've got the bubble into the middle of the two lines, so then you know that your piece of work is at the angle you want, and on you go with your hand grinding. And the idea is, obviously, I know some of the guys out there are doing hundreds of things, you know, they're God knows how many knives, and they're at it all the time. If there's a lot of guys out there, anything like me, and this is still almost, you know, it's a hobby. I'm trying to get a self-funding hobby out of this, I hope, and hopefully maybe even go part-time, but that's going to be down the road as I improve, and I'm confident that what I'm doing is worth doing that. So, you know, something like this is, from what I've read, the reviews generally say it just gives you that bit of a hand in that you're conscious of where the bevel is and where the bevel's sitting and keeping it there. So then while you're building up the muscle memory of doing that grinding, it's just a bit of an aid until you're confident you've got that muscle memory there. What I will probably do, however, is I will still use, well, probably I will be still using the jigs I have set up for doing the Scandinavian grinds. And the reason for that is, I mean, I want well, depending on what people ask for, I tend to go for a 28-degree bevel, but the last couple I've asked for something, I wanted something really sharp. So anyway, 2 more degrees, I got down to 26. But that, you know, again, that's quite a precise little angle. It's not like grinding 3/4 of the way up the knife blade and leaving it pretty close to whatever it is you want, you know, or going right to the top of the knife and having that as a guide. You haven't got that. So to really get that, you know, that spot-on angle, which at the end of the day, bugger my pride or whatever else anybody says, I'm not good enough to do that, so I will use a jig because I want that. I want a knife that I turn out to be spot on for somebody. If I ever think I'm good enough, I might have a go. I'll probably have a bit of a go if it's something I'm new design or something I'm going to put out there, you know, for one of my mates to trial. If you guys want to trial a knife, give us a shout. You know, you're not going to get an all singing, all dancing, perfectly finished job, you know, but, you know, I will every now and then have some blades that I want to get out there and people can try and give their honest opinion of, you know, oh, it's too long, too short, more bevel, not enough bevel, too sharp, too, whatever, you know. But anyway, that's just potentially something as time goes on. So anyway, hope you like the little look of that. And like I said, I think that cost me altogether, I had the bolt, I've got the glue, bit of glue. I think it cost me about $2.30 to make that. Against, actually don't even want to, I think there were something like $60 or $70 to get the fancy made one, which I'm sure is wonderful and is a great made piece of kit, you know, from somebody who's obviously put a lot of thought into that. And if money was no option, if money was no option, you know, and I knew it was going to work for me and I knew it was going to help, I'd give it a go. But I don't know if I'm going to like it, I don't know if it will help, I don't know if it will work for me. So $2.30, I think I'll give it a go. So with that, I'll sign off. Thank you for your time, guys. Hope you found that interesting, informative, money saving, and I'll catch you on the next one. So don't forget to subscribe. Totally, I'm getting annoying with that. Like it if you do, and like I say, get out there doing it, guys. Awesome. Thank you very much for your time, and catch you on the next one.